I'm sounding the alarm. I'm sounding the alarm because the silent lockdown is already in place. I don't know if you heard, but RLUSD is live and the digital lockdown has begun. The 2025 rollout of Ripple's new stablecoin, RLUSD, is already on platforms like PayPal, which signals more than just a fintech upgrade. It's the silent infrastructure of a global economic base, which issues you and all of us into the new surveillance economy. So we're going to talk about what RLUSD is, why it matters, how blockchain, XRP, and PayPal are enabling programmable finance, why this could be the foundation of Revelations 13, how digital lockdowns work, and the global push towards CBDCs. Do you remember 2020? Back then, lockdowns were enforced by being 6 foot away from somebody. The grocery stores were closed. You had to be essential if you wanted to walk the streets in the public worldwide, with the exception of a few countries in Africa. How do I know? I was in Africa at that time and I experienced the differences for myself and saw it firsthand. But listen, this lockdown that's coming is not going to be enforced by police. It's not going to be enforced by politicians and plexiglass the way it was before. This time, they are going to enforce it through blockchain, digital wallets, and AI-backed currency controls. And guess what? It's already happening. It's already here in certain bank accounts. How do I know? I see it for myself, and I know some of you are paying attention. So let's talk about what exactly RLUSD is. It is the Ripple Liquidity US dollar. It's a blockchain-based stablecoin created by the company called Ripple. They are behind XRP. It's pegged to the US dollar and is designed for fast, programmable, and compliant digital payments, the kind that governments love. But here's the real kicker. You didn't ask for it. It's already available on PayPal wallets. It's already available on a variety of internet banking applications. And this is not innovation, not just innovation, I should say. This is quiet compliance. We are seeing a soft lockdown. You don't need to be forced in your house again. They're not going to outright do that. They know people aren't really going to fall for that, okay? They just have to restrict what you have access to. Think Revelations 13, okay? They're going to be able to tell you where you can send money, how you can spend it with tools like the central bank and digital currencies. CBDCs. Your bank account can now be frozen with a keystroke. Your income can be blocked until you complete a task or verify your identity. And this is not programmable finance. It's coded obedience. All right? And that, my friend, is the infrastructure of the beast. So let's talk about how PayPal and XRP together are essentially creating the perfect trap, or shall I say PayPal and Ripple. PayPal already banned or limited thousands of accounts in the past years. Ripple works closely with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF Bank, which is known for just sending out loans to Africa, sending out predatory loans to different regions of the earth so that they can profit off the backs of the oppressed of the earth. The World Bank and the central banks globally are agreeing to go on this system, okay? RLUSD is now a part of your wallet without consent or warning. I'm telling you, they're putting it in some of these banking apps. Chase Bank and Wells Fargo are going to be next. PayPal, it's already there. It's already in another Swiss bank that we're going to talk about as well. But since you're this far in the video, we're 4 minutes in, I think you should hit the like button. I think you should share this with 5 to 10 people that need to know what Ripple is, that need to understand how their PayPal accounts are changing, that need to understand how finance across the globe is changing. I don't care if you're in South Africa, Namibia, Ghana, Kenya, Spain, Portugal, Korea, America, Mexico. You need to share this information so that we can get the knowledge out there, because right now as it stands, not a lot of people know about this technology, but I have been kind of like an insider because my husband invests heavily in this and he knows about this. And so this is the prime time to understand what's coming so that you can maneuver around it wisely. Now, you know what we always say on this channel, the best way for you to not be in this full system when it's implemented in 2030 is for you to leave America behind. Leave it behind completely. This is what we help people do in the State of the Diaspora. This is what we help people do through Educators Amplified, link in the description. And we also help our clients to master their marketing and business communications so they can truly be self-reliant and live anywhere they would like in the world without relying on any Western systems. So this whole thing, it seems like freedom and innovation, but buying and selling in the age of surveillance allows you to have to remember Revelations 13, where you cannot buy or sell unless you are in this system, okay? And we need to think, what if this new system is AI verified accounts, RLUSD only marketplaces, cross-platform identification, carbon credit wallets, cash-free cities? Does that really sound that far-fetched? Because we can actually look at countries that already have this rolling out, i.e. Nigeria, China, the European Union, which is a conglomerate of about 27 countries in Europe, Singapore. And Ripple is at the center of it all, powering the rails through XRP's liquidity layer. This lockdown is not going to come with sirens, but here I am coming to you to sound the alarm. And I just want us to let this sink in so that we can move with wisdom, understanding, and discernment in these times, okay? The next time they want to restrict movement, they won't need fences or masks. They'll just pause your transaction, disable your RLUSD, and say, update required to continue using your wallet. And if you don't comply, you may be digitally exiled. No flights, no purchases, no PayPal, no survival. We've entered an era where obedience is tied to your money. This is what the remnant of the world must do now. I understand there's only a few people that are even going to understand what I'm saying, which is why I'm like, hey, you need to like this. You need to share this with as many people as possible, because it could be that the Most High just snaps them awake really quickly. You never know. They may start to understand what's happening, and they may start to make plans and say, okay, let me look at areas of the earth that are going to be somewhat free during this time, because there are free spaces. I have seen them. I've lived in some of them. I am near some of them. There are free spaces just like there was during the C19 of 2020. There's not a lot of them because it does say the whole world, but you're going to have, I believe, 1 to 2 countries in each of the main continents that are going to be free. And I already know which ones they are in Africa. I'm starting to see which ones they are in Eastern Europe. I'm starting to see which ones could possibly be free in Asia. And then the islands of the sea are just wonderful because island life, island culture is literally, they don't really control and have a lot of issues like that. They really just want to chill, okay? And so here on this channel, we are going to be watchmen on the wall together to see what are some of the safe spaces for the remnant, or some of the kind of free spaces where you can maneuver through this. Because if you think about scripture literally states, seal the chosen, seal the remnant until the time is complete, meaning that the remnant that are on the earth that are called and marked by the truth of Yah are not going to have to go through this the way that other humans are. They're going to be prepared, they're going to be discerning, and they're going to be as Noah. Remember, as in the days of Noah. Noah made it out, and so can you. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. This is what the remnant must do. This is not fear. This is revelation. And those who are awake can prepare right now, spiritually and practically, because it's 2025 and the whole world is not aware of these things yet. And so you have an edge by listening to this video where you can prepare now. Number 1, exit the system where you can. Begin transacting in cash. Look for countries that transact in cash. Barter or alternative systems where they are possible. Build sovereign trade relationships in your community. We do this all throughout the continent and honestly all throughout the world because this is a super international channel. All praises to the Most High Yah in Yahusha's name and blood for that. Number 2, guard your wallets and diversify your investments. Watch for automatic wallet upgrades. I'm telling you, I've already seen it. Read the fine print. Know which one of your platforms are quietly including blockchain tools. You need to also understand the times, okay? I want you to look at scriptures. Revisit Revelations 13, Daniel 7, and Isaiah 10. This is not just economic, it's prophetic infrastructure. And teach your children. Lead your children in the way they should go so that when they're older in this age of AI and all of this like weirdness, they will not depart. If they can trap your household with the screen, then discipleship must include digital discernment. Now listen to my final word for you. This is the Beast System's last beta test. RLUSD, I repeat, RLUSD is not the mark of the beast, but get this, it's the infrastructure that makes it possible. It's the proof of concept that the system can work. And worse, that we'll accept it without protest. We'll accept it without even realizing that it's even here, because you'll just look at your phone and it'll be right there automatically, okay? So listen, the next lockdown, they're not going to need to have fear mongering. They're not gonna put it all over the news. They're just gonna say this is for convenience. And the Spirit itself says, according to Revelations 18 and verse 4, come out of her, my people, so that you do not be partaker of her plagues. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next one.